Now it's a Wednesday morning. Let's roll.
KCMO Talk Radio. Now on FM at 95.7. It's time for What If Wednesday.
What if, instead of having you on this radio station, there was somebody else?
All right, John, what do we have on a What If Wednesday, my man?
What if David Muir did an honest debate last week on ABC?
Well, his ratings would have gone up. Instead, this was such a hatchet job last week. David Muir's ratings are down double digits.
I love it.
Can you believe that?
Of course, I already didn't watch him because I couldn't stand him. But
it's always tough when you're already boycotting the thing people started boycotting. But David Muir's World News Tonight on ABC averaged 6.7 million viewers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the 3 episodes following the debate. Now, you would think 72 million people 67 million was the number. 67 million people tuned into that debate last Tuesday. Tens of millions of people tuning in to watch you and saying, wow, if this guy's an honest broker, I'll watch his broadcasts. I'll watch some nightly news. Instead, those numbers are down 12%.
Time for a Taylor endorsement.
So that is a significant drop. He was getting about 7.5 million viewers leading up to the debate. And then after the debate, tanks to 6.7. That 12% drop in viewers for World News Tonight is more significant than the slight decreases for CBS Evening News and NBC Nightly News saw when comparing the 3 episodes following ABC's debate to the year-to-date totals. So that is, a terrible job by ABC. You had an opportunity to say, we are the place that if you want to watch network news, which I'm not sure who's still doing that, but if you want to watch network news, you could trust us. It's really all these debates are for outlets like ABC, theoretically, is a massive marketing opportunity. There's nothing else you can have on your channel outside of a Super Bowl that is going to draw these kinds of numbers. The Oscars and all those shows are nothing compared to 67 million people watching a debate. And while not all 67 million were on ABC, I want to say 19 million of the 67 were on ABC, it's all promoting ABC. Even when it aired on Fox, it was the ABC News debate airing on Fox. That's how we ran it on the radio. So, and that doesn't include the tens of millions of people who listened on the radio. Huge marketing opportunity for ABC and David Muir. And the guy's ratings went down, which tells you just how big of a joke that debate was and how even people who I guess were watching Muir were like, man, that was pretty bad. I'm not consuming his content again. It's really an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. What's next, John?
What if Bobby Witt Jr. played for the Yankees? Perish the thought.
Well, could you imagine how much more promotion there would be for Bobby Witt?
Yeah.
He is the first shortstop ever to have multiple seasons of 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Alex Rodriguez, who, of course, was a shortstop prior to his Yankees days at third base, never did this, which I didn't realize until I saw people talking about it this week. First shortstop in history to have multiple 30-30 seasons. And it's like, oh, yeah. In the baseball world, it's getting some attention. But, man, they would, if he was on the Yankees or the Dodgers, I guess, the amount of attention, the way the sports world would be talking about Bobby Witt Jr., it would be, Derek Jeter never did this. And look at how they anointed Derek Jeter. Now, I know he had big hits in the playoffs when it mattered. But come on. Bobby Witt is being underappreciated. Maybe arguably even in this town. I don't know. But having done something that no one's ever done, and by the way, doing it in back-to-back seasons as well. I feel like we're not talking enough about that. I'll ask Kevin Keatsman about it coming up here just after the top of the hour. But it's tough when you've got the biggest NFL superstar in town, and then you might have, a top 3 Major League Baseball superstar also in town, and that guy's getting slighted here.
Bonus times in this city, though.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
There are worse problems to have.
Yes, sir.
You're right about that.
Mm-hmm. All right, now, what if Olathe needs a park for the disabled?
Then they should build one.
Right.
And they should not use star bonds to do it, and they should not put it at 119th and Renner as part of some massive operation with hotels and restaurants and everything else. They should just build a park for the disabled, and they should be very proud of that if they want to build that. But they should not make it part of this 60-acre event venue that they then try to get the government to help them build through star bonds. Now, star bonds don't cost you any extra money. We've covered this extensively, obviously, with the Chiefs and the Royals, but just to remind you, because the politicians will always tell you this, the star bonds don't cost you more money. What the star bonds do is that when they draw this star bond district, and if you know 119th and Renner, where they are proposing this complex, they can draw the district and they can include the Home Depot on the east side. They can include the Target on the east side. And then they can say if Target's sales go up 10%, well, a portion of that extra 10% in sales taxes collected would go to pay down the bonds on this theoretical complex they want to build on the southwest corner of 119th and Renner. So it doesn't cost you any more, but they can make up the fact that, well, the increase in revenues to Home Depot are obviously driven by this new facility we built. Therefore, it should help pay down the bonds. It's all a shell game. It's a total shell game. I don't care what any Republican tells you. I don't care what any Democrat tells you. It is a shell game. They can make the numbers achieve what they want them to achieve. And I am all about, if we feel we need it here in the Midwest, a park for the disabled. And that's a part of this proposal, by the way. That was discussed at last night's city council meeting in Olathe. But then build a park for the disabled. And do that and be proud of it and have somebody fund it and have them say this is a great investment and we can make money doing it, so we're going to do it. But don't sell me on why you've got to have all this other nonsense along with it, and then also why you need the city, the county, and potentially state help to get it done. Spare me that part. Okay, Kevin Keatsman's next What If Wednesdays in the books.